Hey, what up, y'all? I'm here with Miss Drea. We are actually cooking right now, so she is not in view of the camera, but she had an interesting topic that I really liked, and it was being considerate of others. Miss Drea, as you work here, what was you saying about that?
Well, what I was saying was that if we be considerate to others, it's a good thing. We don't know what that person's going through. We don't know if that person hasn't had food. We don't know if they've been in an abusive relationship. We don't know if their kids have eaten. We don't know if they woke up to running water or even lights.
Okay,
But just
yeah,
because they snap at us or be rude to us or be mean to us doesn't mean we have to return that back to them. So sometimes what we need to do as people, take a deep breath, breathe in and out, count for about 5 seconds, and then respond. You really don't have to respond either. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. But
that's
just
true.
be considerate of others because you never know what they're going through.
No, that's true. That's true. Mr. Isaiah had said something the other day, yesterday. Matter of fact, he's like, sometimes you just got to know when to shut up. And that was his literally literal words, and I was like, what? That's so true.
It is true. You have to
Um,
just be quiet sometimes and not say anything, and it's okay.
It is okay. Um, I say it a lot. It's not always about what you say, but it's about how you say it. And just because somebody was maybe they struggle with something, or you met them one day and they were struggling, well, it's not to say that they're not going to struggle. Like they're not going to do that the next day. They're not the same person who they were when they were struggling, just because they were on alcohol or drugs.
Absolutely.
When the next day when they sober up, that doesn't make them the same person. That's something that a lot of people don't consider of. They sit there and they're like, oh well, so and so is this way and that way, but really, they don't know what they're going through. And a lot of people in that situation are actually they're self-medicating, trying to cope. So don't add to the issue. Help be a solution. And sometimes you got to know, like, for example, it's easier. You got to watch your surroundings, right? Because it's easier to pull somebody down than it is to pull somebody up sometimes.
And also, we have people that will join in with others to pull that person down, and that's not
Mm-hmm.
okay because you don't know what that person's been through.
Yep.
So I don't jump with other people just to say, well, I'm mad at her just because you are. No, that's not okay either.
That's not okay. Yeah. I mean, you got to let things go. A wise man was telling me to be like a duck. And the theory behind that was that, you could either be a buffalo or a duck. And buffalo, they tend to gather and they have one leader. But when that leader gets attacked, they all crumble and scatter
Come
around.
around. Absolutely.
And whereas the duck, when the ducks are flying and they get tired, one will come up from the end and block the wind for the others to get some rest. And so even during a time of when ducks are being hunted, um, if one gets shot down, the leader gets shot down, they don't stop. The one will still continue. They know where they're going. They all have their direction. They have order. And when the storm comes in, you know, the 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 water from the storm beads up and it rolls right off of them. So be like a duck. And that was pretty much what we was talking about today. So that's it. God bless. Happy
God bless.
Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.